A lot of people listening to this are trying to create experiences, whether they're events, they're trade shows, whether they're content activations. Tell me a little bit, like, what are the groundwork for creating good, really quality in-person experiences?
It goes back to a lot of the same questions. What are you trying to communicate? What do you want people to do? Where do you want to go? What are you trying to connect them to? So we have done really fun, I would say, activations, experiences that weren't high dollar, but had huge impact. We've done
Love that.
we've done very high dollar things that we created a huge experience. So like when we're doing a conference and then we're also doing the experiential side of it, it's like, how does everything tie in? What is the
Yeah.
experience in the room, outside the room? How is from the moment people step on site? How is everything living in support? How is everything a manifestation of the messaging that you're trying to do?
Would you give me an example of something like you're saying, like low cost, high impact? Because I think that's something I would say, especially in the trade show event world, where it's, hey, if you have all the money in the world, I mean, you could be Dreamforce, you could bring Beyonce out on stage,
Sure.
right? You could do all that. But if you don't, how do you engage? How do you do something meaningful, right? Without huge budgets. So I'd love to hear any ideas,
Sure.
examples, anything like that.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones I love to throw out is activation that we did about 8 or 9 years ago now for sexy hair. So sexy hair is a hair care product, big red spray cans for hairspray, and I may still use a little gel in my hair, sexy hair. But in 2013 and 14, they had a deal with the estate of Marilyn Monroe to use Marilyn's likeness as the face of their brand for a 2-year campaign. And it just so happened that the 60th anniversary of that famous photo of Marilyn getting her skirt blown up on the during the shooting of the 7-Year Itch, and the 60th anniversary of that photo being taken happened inside of that 2-year window that they had it. So they came to me with an idea, which we elaborated on, and the project, I think all in, including travel, was under 25 grand. So not a high dollar project at all. But what we did is, how can we let every single person have the opportunity to have their Maryland moment? And this was 8, 9 years ago, so people weren't as sensitive to certain things as they are now. But what we had is right at the corner of 59th and Lexington, which is exactly where Maryland was when she took that photo.
Yep.
We set up a very low profile stage, looked like it was a subway grade on it, had a high powered fan underneath it. And for 12 hours, we had models up there getting their skirt blown up. And yeah, as it were, and it was right at a subway exit. But anybody that was walking by,
Yeah.
man, woman, could come in, sign a waiver, and go and get their skirt blown up. And a couple of caveats there. In my discussions, I had to have several calls with the estate of Marilyn Monroe to, yeah, they're most concerned about what people would be wearing under their skirts, because most people don't know that Marilyn Monroe actually wore 2 pairs of underwear when she was planning to do that shoot. So we settled on booty shorts. And the night before the activation, I was at H&M here in New York City buying 20 pairs of booty shorts from size 0 to 24. And so that anybody that came by would sign a release, go into a dressing room, put the booty shorts on, they go up there and get their skirt blown up.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it was such a simple activation, and it got just millions of views all around the world, and the newspapers and magazines and news outlets picking it up in every corner of the world. It was a really fun activation, but really said, you know, who the brand is, right? Sexy hair. Sexy is for everybody. And Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe being the ultimate icon of sexiness, and everybody having, each person having the ability to have their Marilyn moment, I think tied the whole story together.
It's a great example, right? I love it because you're allowing people to relive a moment. You're thinking about the crowd. You're thinking about the aura of the way
Yeah.
people feel in that brand. It's a really good example.